Hello. I am going to talk to you today about some tips to improve your sexual function. I'm Tiffany Yelverton. I'm an orgasm guru and the chief sexinista for Entice Me and Sexy Survivors. And I teach everyone to have more pleasure in life so that you can really tap into everything that you are good at. It's about self-love at such a deeper level so that you can really be the best that you can be at everything. And who doesn't want more pleasure in life? So today we're going to talk about the pelvic floor. Again, I'm Tiffany with Entice Me. And the pelvic floor, both men and women have one. It is the muscles that run from your hip bone to hip bone and your tailbone to your pubic bone. And they hold up all of your organs. So what does this have to do with sexual function? Well, there are three levels to the pelvic floor. And those muscles for men are erection control and stamina. They're the muscles that give you that pull up. And for women, part of the pelvic floor are the pubococcygeal muscles that run around the vaginal canal. Using a little different camera today, so bear with me. And those muscles run around the vaginal canal. And when they're too tight, they can't spasm for orgasm. And if they're too slack, then they can't really spasm for orgasm when there's something inserted. So a lot of ailments in our body are actually because of pelvic floor dysfunction. And I'm not a doctor, but I have spent many, many years alongside doctors and pelvic physical therapists learning about the pelvic floor. I see a pelvic floor physical therapist myself. I teach about it, I educate, and it's so important. So I was talking to a lady yesterday about some pelvic floor dysfunction, and she was telling me the story that her guy friend had thought he had neuropathy in his toes and in his foot, and it turned out it was something to do in his pelvic floor. I told my guy a few weeks ago that he was having some back and problems. His back kept going out. I said, I bet it's your pelvic floor. So I know that when I see my pelvic floor physical therapist, I was very excited to learn that even muscles all the way down to almost my knee are controlled by my pelvic floor. So when we breathe, our diaphragmatic area and our core goes up and down, and it pushes all this pressure on our pelvic floor. And that's why sometimes women sneeze and pee or cough or jumping jacks and they pee a little bit or a lot, or can't control urination in both men and women. And so that can be pelvic floor, that those muscles hold the bladder up and hold the uterus up so it doesn't press onto the bladder. And that is what happens when you have pelvic floor prolapse or dysfunction. And that can be really embarrassing. It can make you not want to have sex. It can put pressure on other parts of the organs and other parts of the body that could pinch nerves and cause more irritation and pain. And for men, when your pelvic floor isn't as toned, you may have post-strip urination, that post-urination dribble. You may experience lack of erections or the hardness and strength of your erections. There's been many studies that when men do pelvic floor exercises, aka Kegels, you can actually improve your strength and stamina and your ejaculatory control. And for women in my studio course, we do 12 weeks of toning the pelvic floor correctly so that you can have optimal orgasms during penetrative play and intercourse. Again, I'm Tiffany Yelverton with Entice Me, and Sexy Survivors. And I have a new offer coming out. And if you're interested in working with me, this is going to be an amazing opportunity to just get questions answered and to get some low-level support in a private one-on-one setting with me. So if you're interested in that, please go to tiffanyelverton.com/PC and schedule a call with me, and I will tell you all about it. It's going to be an amazing offer. I'm turning 50 this year, so it's an offer that will only be available for a little bit of time at this price, at this introductory price. And I'm going to tell you all about it at the end, so make sure you stay with us. I'm going to go into some more training of how to actually train your pelvic floor correctly. And if you would like, anybody who signs up for a call or sends me a direct message on whatever platform you are listening on, I will be happy to send you my Kegel card, which is how to do these flexes and Kegels correctly. Because all the time, I have to teach OBGYNs and doctors how to tell their patients how to do these exercises, because usually they are not. I was at a networking yesterday and teaching women how to do this at our table. So we're going to start with women, and there are devices that you can use to help with your pelvic floor exercises. We love the Kegel and the Kegel Boost. They're for men and women, all genders. The Kegel Boost, especially, you sit on it and it's external, so you don't have to put anything internally. It's a great way to tone your pelvic floor. For women, how you do your Kegels, and this is so important because it's taught so incorrectly all the time. You want to be sitting on a solid surface. The muscles that you're going to be engaging are the muscles that stop the flow of urine for both men and women. These muscles are just going, so if you need to find them, if you can think about those muscles either when you're using the toilet and actually stopping the flow of urination, those are the muscles you're going to be isolating. However, you're not going to do your pelvic floor exercises sitting on a toilet, because that gives you no support. You need to be sitting on a couch or a chair or laying down in a bed to do these correctly. So imagine, I want you to just sit with both feet on the floor. You're going to relax your thighs, your tummy, and your butt, because those are easy to clench. We hold a lot of strength. And then I just want you to relax all that pelvic floor muscles that you can think of, those muscles that usually are gripping. You may be gripping them all the time because you have stress, or because you are used to coughing and peasing. We call it peas and sneeze here at Entice Me and in our world. So if you are used to clenching all the time to keep that from happening, I want you to relax. And if you feel comfortable, you need to sit on a towel or a waterproof blanket to do these, do that. Then you're going to imagine that you're zipping up from your tailbone or your rectum, your butthole, and you're zipping up all the way to your clitoris, like it's a zipper, and it's zipping up to your clitoris. And this is just phase one. I'm just going to teach phase one today. So you're going to zip up and you're going to hold that for 2 seconds. And then you're going to release and unzip from your clitoris all the way to your tailbone. And it's really important to do the release and the unzip, because that's getting both the flex and the release, which is super, super important. You don't want to just be strengthening one muscle and not doing a release. You sometimes hear about Kegel balls to use for pelvic floor dysfunction or pelvic floor strengthening. So there's two types of there's two ways of doing this trainings. I do a certain protocol with my clients who have vaginal atrophy, and I use jade or stone eggs. And then I also do a protocol with women who maybe have already have a little bit of struggling with holding their urine and have some pelvic floor dysfunction a little bit. And we use a weighted Kegel ball. So you might have heard of Benoit balls, or there's a lot of Kegel balls out there that are not double weighted. And so what happens when you're using, let's say if you were using the jade egg and walking around with it, you're going to just be clenching on that all the time. And if you're let go, it's going to fall out. And when you're using a double weighted, we suggest the Fun Factory Smart Balls. You can get them on enticeme.com. They are a double weighted. So when you move, and these you're going to walk around with. So when you move, your body has to naturally clench and release around them. And it's helping to do those muscle exercises because of that difference. So those are a little bit about the products that you might have heard of or maybe considering using to do those exercises. But today we're just talking about doing them without any product. You're going to, again, zip up from your tailbone to your clitoris and then hold it for 2 seconds and then release for 2 seconds. So it should take you 2 seconds, hold 2 seconds and let go. And that's kind of a fast one. We actually start our clients in the studio, my 12-week program, with a slow flex. So they actually zip up for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and release for 5 seconds. Now, the second part of this you can get, again, if you go to send me a message, and I'll send me a message with the word Kegel, and I'll send you the Kegel card. You can either email me at tiffany@enticeme.com, or you can send me a direct message on the platform that you're watching, and I'll send you those Kegel card. So the second part is when you zip up, you're going to, when you're holding it, your clitoris is actually going to do a little nod. And that's kind of the second part. And then you actually imagine that there's like an elevator or a string pulling from your clitoris through the center of your body, through your head, and that you're holding that core lift. But that's more advanced. I don't want you to start doing those at the beginning. And then for men, it's the same thing. It's like you're zipping up, you're flexing and lifting your penis, and then you hold that for 2 seconds, release, and then unzip those pelvic floor muscles and do that again. You can start with a 5-second zip up, hold, 5 seconds, down, and release. And but if you need to, for men, you may want to start with the 2-second to really strengthen before you have a 5-second hold if you can't quite get there. So that can help with urinary control, sexual function, and just better quality of life overall. And remember, it is Heart Health Month, and 3 orgasms a week can cut down on heart disease by 50%. So get those orgasms in. It's Valentine's week, and so have some fun with that as well. Sex is always on the table if you have a partner or if you don't have a partner. So self-pleasure is so important in our lives. It gives us confidence, it gives us a glow. It is really, truly self-love. So I told you if you stuck around to the end, I would tell you more about our offer. Make sure you schedule a call with me at tiffanyyoverton.com. My name's here on the screen so you can see it. And /PC for pleasure call. So you're going to be scheduling a power of pleasure call with me. And when you schedule that, we're going to go through, finding out if this is a good offer for you. But I wanted to include some more details about it for you because it's something I haven't released before. It's my birthday this year. I'm turning 50 in just a couple of months. And I met a bunch of ladies last night at a Galentine's, Vagentine's event, and many of them were all turning 50 this year. So my birthday's 6/27. That number keeps coming up. So that's what I'm going to be charging. It's 6/27 a quarter. And you're going to get you get 60 minutes of time with me. Normally, I charge over $1,000 for 60 minutes with me. 90 minutes with me is $2,500. So this is a freaking bargain. Amazing price. Plus you get some text support as well. So you can have one like full text chat communication on voice chat with me. Plus you get 60 minutes and you get one of those each month, a full text chat. Plus you get 60 minutes of time with me. So you can do it in 60 minutes or you can do 3 20-minute sessions, and we can dive deep into giving you some really, really good tips to improve your sex life in those 20 to 60 minutes. So again, this is $627 a quarter. It's something that you can buy quarterly so that you can try it out, see if it's something that you like. If you like working with me, again, it's a freaking bargain because my private clients pay me $20,000 to work with me, and the least that they pay ever is $2,500 for 90 minutes. So an amazing price for this. It's something I haven't offered. If you want to buy the whole year, it's $2,500. But schedule a call with me at tiffanyelverton.com/PC. We'll see if this is a good fit for you. It is something that will not be offered for very long. It's usually something I would never offer, but it's something I wanted to put out there as a get to know me kind of special so that you can learn more about my work, learn more about how sex affects your life, and get some just tips to improve it. You know, I am the best in the world at disarming sexual shame and bringing pleasure into people's lives. So if you aren't getting that, and if you have any shame around sex, if you're at all dissatisfied with your sex life, or you know that it can just be better, make sure you schedule one of those calls. They go fast. I'm not doing very many. I don't even know how many people I'm going to allow into this program. I only have so much time every month. So it probably will be like 5 to 10 people. So this will go really, really fast. Again, tiffanyelverton.com/PC. I will put that link in the comments when these videos, the recordings go up. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and that you got some tips here from my pelvic floor discussion. And again, send me a message with the word Kegel, and I will send you that Kegel card with all the directions on how to properly tone your pelvic floor. Bye-bye.